Hey everyone, it's LB here. So I've had a crazy week and I thought might as well give an update about why my week was so crazy. First, we went camping last weekend, which was amazingly fun. We had a beautiful campsite. And I was able to take the dog for a long walk. She really enjoyed that. I kind of did it because I wanted to get my 10,000 steps in because I had eaten some biscuits and gravy for breakfast. And we also enjoyed a little adult beverages while we were there. But overall, it was a lot of fun. Nothing too out of the ordinary. We came back a day earlier than we planned because this big winter storm was hitting Texas, right? So, okay, we come back Sunday. We were going to stay through Monday because the kids didn't have school on Monday. Well, in the meantime, the storm rolls in and they announce that there's no school on Tuesday for the kids. Okay, we can handle that. We get back home. Monday is very cold. The temperatures were the high was in the 20s, I think. So for us, that's really cold. Like if it gets below freezing at night, one day a year, people, kind of flip out. They start covering their plants, all this other stuff. So we come home from camping, winterize our trailer. So that's ready to go. Put it back into storage. It's perfectly winterized right now, so perfectly safe, even though we probably won't get as cold like this again. But we get all that tucked away. We bring everything inside and just prepare for the colds. So Monday morning, we woke up and there was some precipitation that had happened overnight. But we found out, our friends that we'd been camping with who live on a different part of Houston, they didn't have power since about 1 a.m. And it turns out that they started these planned rolling power outages in the middle of the night. So people woke up without power, or woke up during the night without power, I should say. We fortunately in our house did not lose power, so we must be somehow connected to a portion of the grid that they would turn off that's associated with a hospital or police station or fire station. We have all three in my neighborhood, so I must be on there. But other parts of my neighborhood did not fare so well. So Monday, people were cold, no power. The high here was 27. For this area, that's really low. That's a low for us, and that was the high on Monday, so it was very cold. So Tuesday, I believe it warmed up a little bit, but there were still power issues. And we got a notice that our water treatment plant was without power, which meant that they weren't able to keep up with the demand from people using water to be able to treat it. And we got the notice to, hey, stop, don't flush your toilet unless you have to, don't do dishes, don't run, so we had to stop using the drainage water basically. Okay, which we have that when we get hurricanes, that sort of thing. The plant either floods or loses power. And so it's not the first time we've had a no sewer kind of thing going on where I live. So we deal with that. The city had not procured a generator as they would have had they realized the power outages weren't going to be 4 hours rolling like they had planned. They were actually much longer periods of time that we had power outages, and the system obviously couldn't keep up if it wasn't running enough. So no sewer on Tuesday. They finally got that resolved. Wednesday, we could use the sewer again, so I was all excited, hopped in the shower. I get in the shower, come out, and my mother-in-law calls me and says, hey, did you know we're under a boil water order? I was like, oh, okay. So then my shower, instead of feeling refreshing, just felt sticky because apparently they hit the pressure where there could be bacteria in the water. And they said no drinking it, obviously, but don't wash your face, don't wash your hands, and obviously boil it for, they say, 2 minutes to kill all the bacteria, and you can use the water. Well, okay, so I felt sticky, whatever. It was mostly in my head, I'm sure, but so that's my shower on Wednesday when I can finally run water down the drain. And not only did they put that in, the reason the pressure dropped so much was because all of a sudden there was a high usage because people's pipes were breaking. So when they froze, when it was cold, the pipes broke, and then when they thawed, that's when the water started flowing through them and losing a bunch of water for the city. So we had 2 days it was on the order of 2.5 to 3 times the normal usage for the city each of those days. And so we lost too much from our water tanks, and sure enough, this happens. So since Wednesday, we've been on not only a boiling order, but a conservation order. So we're, my kids and I are having to do the, if it's yellow, let it mellow kind of thing. I'm telling them, don't wash your hands, use hand sanitizer if you need to wash your hands, or if you really are dirty, need to wash your hands, wash them, and then use hand sanitizer to get the bacteria or potential bacteria from the water off of them. So that's a little stressful. We actually expect the boil notice and the conserve water to be in effect until hopefully Monday night they can clear us. So not too bad. I guess a week and a day of impacted utilities, life, that sort of thing before we can get back to normal. And I'm just so blessed that we did not have any damage to our house. Today I decided I wanted to wash my face. So that's one of the areas they say don't use this water on your face. So I used boiled water for my face, but my hair, I didn't want to waste any water trying to do anything with my hair, and I couldn't find any dry shampoo. So I sprayed oil control toner around my hairline to make it not feel so greasy. It's actually worked pretty well, so that works. Not complaining about that. And I also put on my fake lashes because I was feeling kind of down, and for some reason they make me happy. I can't tell you why. And then I used my self-care kit that I had made, and wanted to wear a shirt matching kind of lip color. So that's what I'm wearing now. It looks a little bit different on me, I think, than this crayon looks a little darker, but you know what? I'm having fun with it. I'm matching my lipstick to my shirt. But yeah, it's from this set that I had showed in that video. Just different fun colors to play with. Because I'm not going anywhere, so it's literally just playing with it. Impressing my kids. So that's another thing. The schools were canceled all week. Some schools had damage. Obviously, they didn't want people on the roads in the beginning of the week, but that's not an issue anymore. It's above freezing right now. We did make them ride bikes yesterday when it was a little bit warmer later in the afternoon. We're like, get outside. But there's only so much that they can do that's not just constantly playing video games. So I don't know if that's good, bad, whatever. But that's okay. So the kids have been here. There's no sports. Everything's canceled. I didn't go to my dance class at the Y on Tuesday because the Y was closed. Everything here's just been closed. There's no power. Grocery stores had empty shelves, either through people panic buying or just trying to replace food that had gone bad, or their own shelves were going bad because they lost power. My husband went to our local grocery store, H-E-B, and everything was just gone. And he said that they, because he asked, he's one of those guys, but they had one refrigerated truck of food they were able to keep because they had the truck there. So they preserved that much food and the rest was gone. So while he was there, he stood in line for milk because they brought the milk delivery and then had everyone line up to hand them out to the customers that were there. And he needed bread for sandwiches. And he said the only bread they had were those bread cartons upon bread cartons of just hamburger buns. So he's actually going up to our property, or he's actually at our property this weekend with his friends and brought hamburger buns to make sandwiches because that is all they had, and that's what you have to do, right? I'm feeling better now. I posted the video about my weigh-in on Wednesday, which wasn't the greatest, but you know what? I'm happy, my kids are happy, we're all alive, we're doing well. My husband and I kind of took advantage of this to work on my home office, so hopefully I can make progress. I would love to finish that this weekend. We'll see, but it's one of my February #HeartYourself goals that I had. So I actually made progress on something positive, even though this has been crazy, but he really was a huge help. I had 2 big boxes of paper that I needed to go through, and I just mentally couldn't do it. So he and I went through them together, got the shredder out, old mortgage statements, tax returns, all that stuff. We just went through it all, kept a much smaller pile of what we actually need to hang on to, and the rest is gone. The next challenge, I think, will be pictures, because I also have a big paper box of pictures plus a bunch of photo albums and what we want to do with those. But we'll worry about that another day. I think the hardest thing was the paper trash, and I think it'd be fun to actually have a big party with him going through the pictures. And now I can use my elliptical because I had one of these boxes like blocking my access to my elliptical. So I have that now. I need to kind of finish clearing up around it because there's still just a few little things here and there that I'd pulled out. But that's moving in a positive direction, so I'm excited about that. I think that I'm going to mentally tell myself that tomorrow is a reset. I'm letting myself have a little time off from my weight loss journey. It's just difficult to do the exercises that I've been doing. It's difficult to eat what I've been wanting to eat. And so today is my last day off. Tomorrow I need to step back into it. I need to start kicking butt again and doing the right things, the things I know I need to do to be able to lose weight. It's not rocket science. I can do this. Like, I know what to do. It's just mentally so hard. And when the stress comes in, that just knocks me off, right? And it was a stressful week, not a nominal week at all. I look forward to improving on what I'm doing. I clearly have some room to go. I just am hoping that I don't get over 300 this week. But we'll see. If I do, it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna give myself grace on this because it's just a very weird circumstance. You know, talking to my mom, she's like, "Did you get your Valentine's Day card for the kids?" Like, no, we haven't had mail delivered all week. It's just, there's no mail, no packages, nothing. So we haven't gotten any of that. My parents live in Kansas, and so it was cold there. It was snowy. They sent pictures of snow, but when I talked to my folks last night, it was so cold at my parents' house this past week that they had a soda and a glass bottle of water in their fridge in the garage actually freeze and break. So the food in their fridge was frozen. Just crazy. And my mom told me, "Oh, I went to the dentist and it was -15 when I was driving." I'm like, I can't even imagine. Here, the homes are not built for it. We put towels under the door. We close the doggy door just to not let so much cold air rush in. It's just, I guess we're just not as efficient here. I don't know. But obviously a lot of people had issues, or even, you know, someone might not have had a pipe burst, but they had areas of their plumbing that were frozen so they couldn't use. Just a crazy week. That's okay. Hopefully everybody's safe. Hopefully everyone's able to stay warm now. I know other parts of Texas are still going to have that below freezing type weather, and our electricity demand is still going to be high. We should have good weather going forward. Here's a picture my husband sent me of road closures on Tuesday. Let me know how you guys did with the crazy winter storm, if you were impacted. I saw Hey It's Jilly 2.0 with feet of snow outside of her house, and she even went to Walgreens, and it was funny because we just don't experience this here, but you could see where people had walked in with their snowy feet and dirtied up the floors. So I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that happens. You have to mop more up there, I guess. But yeah, I want to hear if other people have been having winter weather concerns, issues, problems. It's just so funny here. We barely had any precipitation, and yet the impact was huge because of just the temperatures. So remember the tag I did a few weeks ago about would you rather control the temperature or the precipitation? And I chose precipitation because that's usually the issue here. Well, of course I did that, and it was the temperature that was the issue here. What can I do? Well, I hope everyone's gonna have a better week. I hope people are staying warm. If you made it this far, thanks for listening. I know it's just me ranting about how crazy my week was, but I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. Thanks for all the support and love that everyone always gives. And don't forget to stay beautiful. Bye.